Friends, this talk is about what is the real cause of inflation. Inflation in general increases only when rupees or M3 are manufactured in the form of loans etc. and given to the corrupt rich, increasing rupee volume per citizen, which increases rupee supply and decreases value of rupee and increases the value of other items such as food, oil, etc. As per RBI figures, rupee volume per citizen, which is the total amount of rupees in the form of cash, deposits, coins divided by the number of citizens at that time. The per citizen rupee volume in 1950s was approximately 65 rupees per citizen and today it is approximately rupees 50,000 per citizen. The value of everything is relative and determined according to demand and supply. Now let us consider this with an example. Say there is a market and nothing else for simplicity's sake. In the market there is a seller selling 10 kilo potatoes and a buyer having rupees 100. Say in next scenario the seller has instead of 10 kilo potatoes 20 kilo potatoes. Now will the cost of the potatoes decrease or increase? Easy guess. It will decrease since the supply of potatoes has increased. In another scenario, say that the seller has 10 kilo potatoes but there are now two buyers with each rupees 100. Now will the cost of potatoes increase or decrease? Easy guess, the cost of potatoes will increase since the supply of rupees has increased and the value of the rupee will decrease and other items cost including food, petrol, gas, etc. will increase. This same thing happens in reality. Who manufactures rupees and where did the rupees? Rupees means M3, which is defined as the sum of all notes, coins and fixed deposits. Where did the M3 come from? The Reserve Bank has license to manufacture the rupees and also scheduled banks, that is banks licensed by Reserve Bank to manufacture rupees in the form of FDs. There is no gold standard which was abolished since decades. The RBI governor on the instruction of the government manufactures the rupees. Only RBI can print notes and mint coins, but scheduled banks like SBI, ICICI, etc. can also manufacture rupees or M3 in the form of FDs. This increase in the supply of rupees decreases the value of rupees and increases the cost of other items including food, oil prices and causes general inflation. Now why does the RBI and scheduled bank manufacture rupees? They do so for the corrupt rich. Let me give you an example. Say there is a rich company which has connections with the RBI governor, finance minister, etc. They take loan of rupees 1000 crore from a government bank and pay back rupees 200 crore. And since they have connections, they will tell the RBI governor, finance minister, etc. that they will give cuts or bribes in return for allowing to declare their company bankrupt. So the company is declared bankrupt. Now if the bank declares this loss of rupees 800 crore, then the bank will also become bankrupt and the bank customers also will lose their deposited money and the customers who are common citizens voters will raise hue and cry and the government will have to face the anger of the public. To avoid this, the government asks the RBI governor or scheduled banks to manufacture 800 crore rupees. This excess of supply when comes into the market will decrease the value of the rupee and increase the cost of the goods. Now let us take some questions. First question is, rupee volume has increased almost 1000 times from 1951 to today, that is 2011. Is that since GDP has also increased or since rupee was devalued? GDP has increased only 3 times, which does not account for the increase of rupee volume increase of 1000 times. Rupee has devalued compared to dollar and other currencies only 25 to 30 times, which does not account for the increase of rupee volume increase of 1000 times. Second question is it true that inflation increases due to stocking of goods by traders or increase in exports creating shortage or due to stock market or future market speculations or shortage of production? All these are local factors and do not cause in general increase of prices, that is inflation. In stocking of the goods, the stocking will cause a shortage and increase the prices, but no one can or will stock forever and on release of the goods into the market, the prices will decrease while the general price increases only upward and the prices do not fall once they have risen. Similar is the price fluctuation trend seen with speculation of food and other items in stock and speculative markets. Not all items are exported, so exports do not account for the general upward trend of increase of prices. Third question is, does this price rise equal to inflation affect all citizens, poor and rich, those with connections and without connections equally? Answer is no. Those who are poor and without any connections become more poor as price of items increase, while the rich corrupt elite form a nexus with the government and get the manufactured rupees for free. In this way, the rich connected people are looting the poor unconnected common people. Fourth question is, did petrol prices increase due to the increased taxes due to conspiracy of the government? Why did the petrol prices did not increase up till now? If you compare the percentage taxes on petrol in a city today and 5 to 6 years back, the percentage of the taxes has reduced. Example, the percentage of taxation in Delhi in September 2005 was 44% of the total retail price of petrol, while in 2011 it is only 27% of the total retail prices at Delhi. You must have seen tables and comparison of petrol prices in India with other countries, but the information in those tables is incorrect and fake. All the values in the table are given in Indian rupees. If you Google the prices of the petrol in different countries in their own currencies and then convert it into Indian rupees, you will find the information given in the tables is incorrect. Example, the real prices of the petrol in Bangladesh and Pakistan is much more than given in the fake tables, but less than the petrol prices in India because those countries get subsidized petrol from Saudi Arabia. And oil is cheap in oil producing countries like Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, etc. Petrol is cheap in countries having oil extracting companies like China, USA because they make 60 to 70% profits from oil extraction, and so for them the oil is only 30 to 40% of what we have to pay. Oil in Afghanistan is subsidized by United States. Some countries which have good exports like South Africa earn enough dollars and subsidize their petrol to boost the economy. Now this is only part of the whole story. In our country, petrol is priced more than the neighboring countries due to the subsidies they receive from Gulf countries, while diesel and kerosene is priced less, and this cheaper diesel and kerosene is smuggled to other countries. This is because the commons do not have the power to replace or punish corrupt Prime Minister or Petroleum Minister. That is, right to recall Prime Minister or right to recall Petroleum Minister. This is classic case where poor suffer, the middle class suffer, and then the elite also suffer. Do not forget we are on the same ship. Petrol prices, like other items, also depend on the rupee volume and demand and supply principle. Since the rupee volume per citizen has increased, the value of rupees decreased and the petrol prices increased. Only difference here is that the petrol price is artificially controlled up to a certain extent, but after a limit the government has to increase the prices, which would have anyway increased if the petrol price would not have been regulated. So 80% of the reason why the petrol prices increased is rupee manufacturing for the corrupt rich by the corrupt government. Fifth question is inflation, that is general price rise, due to increase in petrol diesel prices leading to increase in transportation cost? Answer is share of petrol cost and transportation cost is only 2 to 5% in the cost of an item. For example, cost of rice was rupees 20 per kilo 5 years ago, of which share of transportation was less than rupees 1. To transport from village to city for a distance of 500 km, 100 liters diesel is needed, so that transportation cost for a truck carrying 20,000 kilos rice of cost 4 lakh rupees is only 3,000 rupees. Even if the petrol diesel price increased 1.5 to 2 times, and if cost of rice increased due to petrol diesel price increase alone, the cost of rice now should have been maximum rupees 21. But now the actual cost is rupees 40 per kilo or more. So the increase in petrol diesel price and the transportation cost does not account for the general price increase of items or inflation. Another question is, what is the solution for stopping this inflation? Do we need to remove the government and make good policies? This rupee manufacturing for the rich corrupt has been happening during Congress and also BJP government's rule. So removing the government and installing other government will not solve the problem. These are the solutions. Firstly, right to recall Reserve Bank Governor and right to recall Prime Minister and right to recall Finance Minister. Presently, the corrupt RBI governor manufactures rupees for the corrupt rich on the instructions of the corrupt government. Once the post of the RBI governor, finance minister, prime minister are directly accountable to the masses, they will not do so. Please see the procedure of right to recall RBI governor in chapter 9 of www.righttorecall.info/301.pdf and right to recall Prime Minister procedure in chapter 6. Secondly, the RBI governor should be able to manufacture rupees only with the approval of 51% of the citizens of India. For this, we need transparent complaint proposal procedure. For the procedure, see Chapter 1 of www.righttorecall.info/301.pdf. Please also see Chapter 23 of www.righttorecall.info/301.pdf for details of real cause of inflation. Please tell the real cause of inflation to every citizen and also the solution for it so that our country becomes prosperous. Thank you.